Hey everyone! So I wanted to make a video about the Ahsoka show and I wanted to talk about it. We all have waited a long time for the show. I know I have. And there's a lot to talk about after the last episode. So I want to talk about some theories and the show. My first theory that I have is that the end scene in Rebels with the epilogue hasn't happened yet. I think that that was a misdirect, making you think that in the live action show, when they show the beginning, Ahsoka picking up Sabine, that's the ending of Rebels, the epilogue. I don't think that's it. I think that's a misdirect because Ahsoka was wearing gray in the Ahsoka show when she picked up Sabine. In the end of Rebels, she's wearing a white hood and she has a staff. I don't think Dave Filoni would change this, and it's Dave Filoni. If you have watched any behind the scenes footage, he'll be like talking to other people on the crew on the show, and they'll ask him about like a color or an outfit or whatever, and he'll be like, oh no, that's not the right color. He's very picky. So I don't think he would just change that. I also don't think that Ezra is going to show up. If he does, it'll be at the very, very end of the show, but I don't think he's going to show up until the movie that Dave Filoni is directing. That it's obviously going to have Ahsoka and Sabine and all the characters from Rebels and Mando and Bo-Katan and Boba Fett and all the characters from the shows. I don't think that Ezra is going to show up until the movie. The movie that Dave Filoni is directing, I think that's going to take place in the neighboring galaxy. I think the main characters are going to go to the neighboring galaxy. And if you watched or read any interviews by Dave Filoni, he talked about that how Ahsoka was like Gandalf. And this was her transition of Gandalf the Grey to Gandalf the White. And my brother brought up this point that in Lord of the Rings and the Fellowship of the Ring, all the heroes have to gather together to go on a journey. And I think that's what they're going to do. And Ahsoka being in the world in between worlds, that's like how Gandalf, when he died, he basically went to the underworld and then he came back and he came back in white. So I think after Ahsoka talks to Anakin in the world between worlds, she's going to show up in white and she's going to have the staff. I think that the neighboring galaxy is a great idea. It opens up a lot of new possibilities for Star Wars. There could be all kinds of new Force users in this other galaxy. It's something different. It's not just the same thing over and over again, and it doesn't mess up with anything. It really creates a lot of new things for Star Wars. I think that the ones are from this neighboring galaxy because if you watch Clone Wars and the episode with the ones, Obi-Wan says, I don't know where we are. I don't even know we're in our own galaxy. And in this show, Morgan Espliffe has said that she talks about when they're on the planet, how it was made, the map was made by a group of people who were Force users from another galaxy. So I think the ones are from the other galaxy. I think they might be the Force people. Dave Filoni has given the sequels a way out. He has given them a lifeline to bring back Kylo with the world between worlds. I've mentioned that before in one of my other videos, but especially now since we got the world between worlds in live action and another galaxy too, he's giving them a way out to fix the sequels. So I really hope that they take it. They probably won't, but I really, really hope they do. It's like when Yoda says in Empire Strikes Back to Luke, yes, listen to Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan, you listen. It's like, yes, listen to Dave. Listen to us fans. Take the lifeline. But that's something they could do. But anyways, so other thing I wanted to talk about is I wanted to talk about Sabine. I really wasn't surprised that she gave the map to him. If you had seen Star Wars Rebels and you had watched all the seasons, you probably weren't surprised with that because that felt like in her character. And I always was wondering after the Rebels show had ended in the epilogue, Sabine's by herself in Lothal, I was like, where are the Mandalorians? Where's her family? Why isn't she with the Mandalorians? And then we learned about the Purge and everything on the Mando show. And so it made sense. They answered a lot of things that weren't answered. That her family, and if you watch the show, you saw her family had died. Her mother and her brother and her father were dead. And so she didn't have her family. Kanan died. And Ezra was with her child. Hera was with her child. Ezra is missing. And Zeb, we saw a brief cameo of him in Mando, but really don't know what he's doing. He went back to his people at the end of the show. So that answered a lot why she was alone in Lothal. So it wasn't surprising to me that she would go and that she would choose Ezra. So, that didn't surprise me. So let's talk about the best part, Anakin Skywalker. I yelled, I was like, oh my God. And I was so excited when I saw Hayden Christensen. So my theory is that after Ahsoka talks to Anakin, that's when she's going to be in the white robe and she's going to have her staff, and that's how she's going to reconcile with herself. There's some people who think that it's like a deception vision. I don't think it's that. I believe it's really Anakin. I don't think Dave Filoni would torture fans. Like, he knows how long fans have waited to see this interaction. We're not totally sure like how the world in between worlds really works. I know there were some fans saying that they wondered if like Ahsoka's somewhere in time and that's Anakin in time and not as a Force ghost. But the Force is like connects to everything. So it could be Anakin as, a Force ghost in the world in between worlds. Not sure, but I'm so happy he's on the show. And when I heard hello Snips, I was like, oh my God. So I almost cried when she was like, Master, when she goes, Anakin. So that obviously was the best part. But, so I think after she talks to Anakin, that's when she's gonna get back on her feet. I don't think Sabine will go to the dark side because she is a fan favorite. That was very in character of her because she's done some bad things in the past, and Kanan and Hera were her influences, and it was really her Ghost Crew family that helped her stay good. And we've seen Mandalorians do bad things, and Bo-Katan's been kind of gray. But I don't think Sabine's gonna go to the dark side. I know there are some people who think that Ezra might have fallen to the dark side while he's been in the other galaxy. Baylan is not evil. He thinks what he is doing is helping the galaxy. My theory about Baylan is that he wants to bring back Force users through cloning through the midichlorians somehow. I think that's what his goal is because he has said there's very few Force users left, very few Jedi left. And he was like, oh, how unfortunate to fight Ahsoka because there's very few of us left. So I think that somehow he wants to use cloning of the midichlorians to bring Force users, because we've seen cloning in a lot of the storylines in Mando and Bad Batch, obviously. And so I think that's what he wants to do. He doesn't care about Thrawn. It's not about helping Thrawn. It's about he thinks he's going to help the galaxy again, which is always the theme of Star Wars with every bad guy. But what I love about his character is he's not a Sith. He's not like a Sith. He's a dark Jedi. And Ray Stevenson did such a wonderful job. It's so sad and such a shame that he passed. He did a wonderful job as Baylan. Amazing job. And just the level of his acting is like how the other actors acted in the movies. And he acts like how I imagined a dark Jedi would act. And so I believe that his character, I believe the character is not totally evil. He's obviously not like goody two shoes good, but he's not totally evil. He thinks what he's doing is going to help the galaxy. I am curious of how Balin knew that Anakin turned to the dark side and knew that he became Darth Vader. It's said in the show that he disappeared at the end of the Clone Wars. So I can't wait to find out that whole backstory. And at first I thought that Shin, his apprentice, was Mara Jade. I don't think she's Mara Jade now, but that actress has done such a great job being a dark side chick. Like, she has done just such an amazing job. And I wonder if like what they might do is maybe have Mara Jade be in the other galaxy, be the neighboring galaxy. That would be pretty cool. I wasn't sure when Hera was with Jason if they warped into the neighboring galaxy. After watching it a second time, I don't think they did. And I liked how Jason said he had a bad feeling because he's force sensitive because his dad was a Jedi. And obviously Jason's gonna grow up to be a Jedi. I'm not sure when Ahsoka touched the map, if when she touched the map, that's what caused her to transport to the world in between worlds. Like, I don't know if she was like drowning, and then when she was drowning, she was transported to the world in between worlds. I'm not sure. I watched the episode twice, trying to figure it out. I've enjoyed the show. I think it's really cool that they brought the Night Sisters to the live screen TV shows. I love that Morgan Elspa was revealed to be a Night Sister. I didn't see that coming. I usually can guess what's gonna happen, but I didn't see that. And that was a great twist. And it made sense why she could fight Ahsoka in Mandalorian, because I remember being confused. I was like, how can this random Imperial woman fight Ahsoka? And then it makes sense that she is a Night Sister. And it's really cool to see that they're bringing in Force people, because there's always been different Force people. And so not just the Jedi and the Sith. The Jedi are like the most powerful. But so it's cool that they've brought the Night Sisters in. Morgan Elspa talks about being a survivor, and I wonder if she survived the massacre when Dooku and Grievous killed the Night Sisters. If you have any theories, I would love to hear them. So comment down below. If you want to share anything with me about the show, anything that you love, what's been your favorite thing, let me know in the comment section below. And I might make a video about the lightsaber building. I just built my own lightsaber. It was such a cool and special experience. It was so much fun. I did it recently in Disney World. I recently got back from a trip at Disney, and it was so much fun doing the lightsaber building experience. So I might make a video and talk about it and show my lightsaber that I built. I chose protection and defense, and I bought a bunch of lightsaber crystals, and I bought a bunch of Star Wars merchandise, like this necklace I got. I don't know if you can see it. I got this Kyber crystal necklace, and it was like only around 20 bucks, and it says "May the Force be with you." So I thought that was really cool. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my video, and I will see you guys later. May the Force be with you. Bye.